I want to help you get better at your marketing, get better at creating content that converts, creating curiosity so that people come to you and raise their hand and request information. You would love to attract more people to you, because people will buy from you, join you, if they like you, if they know you, if they trust you. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. You've probably heard me say that a few times, and if you haven't heard me say it, you've definitely heard it said before, and it's true. That's why 10 years ago, we started branding ourselves to offer value, to lead with content that could help someone on the other end that's watching the video, that's reading our story or hearing about our success, and we're sharing tips, ideas, concepts, insights to help them have success. And by doing so, we built this massive following, and then eventually we started to generate leads, and we had people from other companies or people that were, entrepreneurial minded that would come to us and ask for advice. So we started creating like courses and doing some coaching, and then some of those people would even, maybe their company got shut down, and they would reach out and they would join our team. Like, how many of us would love to have people that reach out to you instead of anybody else? Right? They decide to partner with you. They decide to buy from you because you said something that struck a chord, or you shared valuable content that helped them in some way, shape, or form where they related to you. They didn't relate to me. They didn't relate to my high energy, right? They didn't relate to my spirit, but they related to your spirit, your personality, your style. And I think it's going to give you some insight because, I have a massive team. I'm sure a lot of you know this, right? I have a huge team and I do a lot of coaching, a lot of mentoring. I'm speaking to people every single day. I'm still in the trenches. And look, some of us, we've got teeny tiny goals. And if you got teeny tiny goals, you just want to make some extra money, some of this won't be relevant to you, but it'll still be relevant because at the end of the day, even if you want to make just extra money, you want to supplement your income, you need to learn how to sell, but not in a salesy, infomercial-like way. You've got to eliminate the commission breath. We all start at suck. Write this down. Embrace the suck. Very few people get started and they're just automatically amazing at this business. Most people, it's a little awkward. It's a little uncomfortable. That's called normal. So write this down. Because again, you don't want to be a salesperson, right? You want to learn to sell, but without it feeling like, like the used car salesman mentality. Does that make some sense? So I want you to start showing up in your stories, your Facebook and Instagram stories. I want you to start thinking about this when you create content. And by the way, when you're creating content, when you're creating like reels, TikToks, live videos, talking your story, you don't always have to sell something that makes you money. You can talk about things. I know this is like a crazy epiphany. You can actually talk about things you don't make money on to build that know, like, and trust. You don't only have to sell your products and talk about your products. I got my products, this products. How do I get my people to buy my products? People buy you. They're buying from you and they're buying you and your results and the way you tell your stories. And in fact, write this down, okay? Ready? First tip, PSR, problem, solution, result. Talk about the problem. Talk about the pain point. That's what the P stands for, problem or pain point. Rub some salt in the wound, you know what I'm saying? Tell your story. Why do I talk so much about MLM PTSD? Because I know that relates to the people I'm talking to. A lot of people can relate to the whole burnout conversation. I rub salt in the wound. So when you're creating content, think about the problem people are having, the solution that you found, and here's the result. And remember, people are buying certainty. So if you show up on social media or in your one-on-one conversations with people and you're like, I'm going to hopefully make some money. I'm going to give it a try. Weak language. People follow strength, not weakness. You got to make some bold statements. You got to show up. You got to be you times two. You got to be you times two. You got to show up with that posture, with that enthusiasm. Start telling stories. Be a story collector and a professional conversation starter. I'll say it again, write it down. Be a story collector and a professional conversation starter. Facts tell, stories sell, baby. So when you start telling stories and you start sharing with people your experience, I learned this from Ray Higdon years ago. I always give him credit for this because I remember when I first started creating content and I kind of struggled sometimes with the kind of like the outline or the formula. Anyone else struggle with that? He taught ILT, invest, learn, teach. So invest time into learning something and turn around and teach it. It doesn't have to be about network marketing. It could be about nutrition, health and wellness, getting in shape, right? It could be about skincare. It could have nothing to do with your product or opportunity. Let me prove it to you. How many of us would agree if Oprah Winfrey joined your team? Now, she might not know anything about your products, but she could outsell everybody in your company. She would probably set all kinds of records and hit the top ranks like that, like instantly because of her credibility, even if she never sold that type of product, even if she wasn't an expert, because people know her, like her, and trust her. How many of you have a decent sense of humor? See, one thing we create for our team is we create in our guides, like PDFs and examples. And we give them exactly what they can post every day, exactly how they can show up, examples of what other people are doing. But I always tell them, you got to personalize and customize. But it's more important to be excited. Some people say, John, I am excited. Tell your face. Tell your voice when you're sending those audio clips, when you're doing those videos, when you're showing up with enthusiasm and you want to customize and personalize your stories, your messages. Be you times two. Be your personality. Be authentic. Be vulnerable. Some of you, it's just like, I look at your social media and it's either like, I have no idea what you do. I'm like, how do I even know you have a product? How do I even know you have an opportunity? Or it's all I see and it looks like you're just a person trying to sell me something, and nobody wants to connect with someone that comes across that way. And it's amazing how many people we meet with, how many people we connect with, that they follow us for months before they ever raise their hand. They follow us for months before they ever express interest in our product or opportunity. Now, of course, there are times where we pop the question. I'm either popping the question, asking someone if they're open to a conversation, open to monetizing their social media, open to an additional income stream. Tell them I have a game-changing product or a game-changing system for them to make money online, or a game-changing way to get in the best shape of their life. Whatever it is, the point is I'm excited. I'm using specific language. So we give our teams these scripts. We give our teams these examples. We give our team these people, but they still have to be themselves. Otherwise, it'll seem inauthentic. If you're just copy and pasting messaging or copy and pasting other people's posts, people are going to be able to tell, like, that's not you. That's not who you are. Why are you talking like that? Why are you being a weirdo? In fact, when you're creating conversations and when you're creating content, I want you to think about, is this shareable and is this relatable? Is this shareable content? Is this relatable content? Is this something someone would share? And look, when I share posts with my kids, nobody's going to share that, but it's relatable. It's relatable. And then I'm paying attention. Who's liking? Who's commenting? Who's sharing? Who's following? Who's engaging? Who's watching my stories? And I'm proactive in reaching out to those people. And also eliminate calls to action. Like, your call to action could be more of a call to comment, or a call to action in the sense that, like, follow and like for more tips, or shoot me a message if you have questions about this. That could be a call to action, but you don't want to say, hey, hit me up if you want to lose weight. Hey, hit me up if you want to save some money. Hey, hit me up if you're trying to get rich. Because then it devalues your post. It devalues your video, because now it seems like you're just saying what you're saying to sell me something, not because you actually believe it. And also, you got to mix it up, right? You'll probably notice, like with us, sometimes we're really dressed up. Sometimes dressed down, right? Wearing a hat backwards and a t-shirt. Sometimes it's a reel. Sometimes it's a live video. Sometimes it's a post. Sometimes it's just like the text copy, right? Where I just post something. Anyway, you got to mix it up, test it out, see what works best for you. And I would have a goal every day to post something. Every day to post at least one piece of content. One piece of content every single day. And ask yourself if it fits into one of these three categories. Is it entertaining? Is it empowering, encouraging, same difference? Or is it educational? And if it doesn't fit in one of those three categories, don't post it. And again, if you have a sense of humor, funny equals money. It's good to entertain. Now, I also think, write this down, I think you should also lean into classy versus trashy, because you will attract who you are and how you show up. So kind of keep that in mind also, right? If you're very faith-based, fantastic. If you're a very positive person, fantastic. You got, some really good stuff happening. Awesome. Like, share that stuff, share the positive, but you can also share some of the negative too, right? Like, you could share your struggle. I did a post yesterday or 2 days ago about, my fear of public speaking and how I still get nervous. Why? Because it's relatable. People are like, damn, if John can do it, so can I. Like, I didn't realize John struggles with I don't really struggle with it now, but I did. I struggled big time in the beginning. Another piece of advice, find someone that has what you want, do what they do, and you'll get what they got. Who's got the lifestyle that you want? Who's got the freedom? Who's got the bank account, the MBA, the massive bank account, right? They've got the duplication within their organization. They have lifestyle. They have the things you want. They have the results. Maybe they're really good at social media. Look, and here's the thing. It doesn't really have to be your direct upline. You can learn from people that are in other teams. You can learn from people that are in other companies. You can learn from people that are in other industries. Now, be careful. Don't follow too many people, too many experts, because then you just get overwhelmed because you're going to go get a lot of contradicting advice. But I want you to start showing up as the preview to the movie. Don't ruin the movie. I want you to offer insights, tips, share the things you're learning, start demonstrating your products. Start interviewing top people they don't even have to be your upline. They can be sideline that are having success. Like, find creative ways to talk about your products and talk about your opportunity without it coming across as you're just trying to sell people something. How many are you going to get better at your marketing? How many are you going to get better at storytelling? How many are you going to get better at showing up consistently on social, connecting on the back end, creating curiosity, creating content that converts, that gets people to know you, like you, trust you, tell more stories, have some fun, put your personality out there, yo. Let's go.